So if you're experiencing some economic challenges this year, you are not alone. I would argue that this has been a more difficult time for business owners. It's been more expensive to do business. There's a lot of economic uncertainty. You're seeing what's happening with inflation. We got wars going on. It's just a difficult time. And I don't know that enough businesses are talking about it. But internally and privately, I know a lot that are struggling. More are struggling than those that aren't. How can you navigate this or ensure your team is grateful throughout this process? I don't know. Take them to a third world country, okay? And they might see that when they return, they're living in the four seasons, because their life is the four seasons, because they're wondering, oh man, I can only order out to eat on DoorDash a couple times this week, and I can only get Starbucks 4 times this week. I had to kind of trim down on Netflix from the 4K plan to the ad-supported plan, and it's difficult. But then you go to one of these third world countries, and they don't even have plumbing. There's no clean water, just rivers of that that they're living in, and they were trying to work all month long, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months, just to get a new pair of shoes. So maybe you just take them to one of those types of environments, and they're going to come back hella grateful. Let's say just that's not an option. But the second best thing that you could do is a leader. It can be sometimes difficult, I think, to admit any sort of weakness or vulnerability. But as we talked about on this podcast in the past, it's actually a strength. If people are uncertain and they're stressed out, one of the best things you can do is call everybody in for an all hands meeting, an all team meeting, and just be transparent and vulnerable with them about the reality of the situation at your firm. And I think that will go a long way. So meaning that you could say, look, here's where we're struggling. We're going to have to cut back on a few things, but you're committed to the long-term future. Obviously, this is a challenge. This is a challenge. Here's how you can step up. Here's how you can help. I'm going to commit to doing whatever it takes to navigate us through this type of situation. Here's the plan that we have to get us there. And when people have clarity, that can help and solve for a lot of things. Because if you're saying, well, I don't want to admit how bad things are, if anything, they're already uncertain and they're already messed up. So they're going to gravitate to the worst possible scenario. They might think the payroll is not going to even hit the following week. And you want to instead say, here's the situation. What you're actually going to find is who are the people in the foxhole with you? This is actually a great opportunity to find out who are those that are truly committed versus those who just simply come in for a paycheck. And again, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. That is, the majority of human beings, if you stop paying them, they'd stop coming in. I mean, they have to support themselves and their families too. That being said, if you've got some that are going to jump at the first sign of trouble, those aren't the ones that you're going to have with you in the long term that are going to be in the foxhole with you. Instead, what you're going to find is there are going to be some people that are going to step up in these moments and say, what can I do to help?